Hi guys, Mark Crossfield here. We've got a question from Richard talking about distances stopping as he gets up kind of 5-iron onto hybrids and what have you. This is a common issue with golfers. Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's get stuck in. Right, Richard, thanks for sending the question. He says, his question is, I did a yardage check recently and I was way shorter than I thought. That's very common, if not nearly 99.9% of the people I do yardage checks with. That always happens. It's called the male ego. I took a 5, but then progressed. What was he saying here? Then I thought 160 yards. I took a 5, but then the progress just stopped. So they stopped progression. The 4 on the hybrid went no further. What are the main reasons for the clubs clustering in the distances they go? Is it strike club head, dynamic loft delivered, confused? Picard has never had these issues. Hashtag one iron envy. Cheers from Andy, actually, but it's got a different email that's come through on. Good question. I see it a lot. Distance really clusters for people around that middle part of the bracket, handicap golfers. What I see when they're distance to clustering, definitely strike. So as the shaft gets longer, their strike deteriorates. So what happens is the ball speed just drops down. So you get a bit more club head speed as the club gets longer as a general rule and the lofts come off. But then that ball speed is dropped, but you don't get the increases in ball speed because the quality of strike just drops it back to the shorter, more lofted club. So they start clustering. Other things that happen is I see launches changing, so some people aren't maybe striking it as well or swinging it as well to get the right launches as the lofts come off. So what happens is they cluster at their carries, but then obviously you might get different rolls. That's not so good if you're hitting into greens, but something you need to bear in mind as well. So yes, you answer your own question. It's often strike more than anything else, and then it's very much to do with that club getting longer and the lofts coming off, so you're gaining your ball speeds but then dropping it off through strike. Directional hits not being as good as well, because as D-plane, research D-plane, as the loft comes off, easier to tilt the spin axis so the ball isn't kind of going forwards as much. It starts getting a bit of deflection as the face is open to the path and off it goes and those kind of things. Yes, it's very common. Hybrids, guys, is the answer. I mean, I've done it. I've dropped my 4-iron out because it clusters a little bit and I don't hit target as much with it. I can't get it to stop on the green, so I start putting clubs in that when I do miss-hit them as the club gets into that longer part, that bit that I find harder, the ball speeds don't drop off as much because I use clubs with higher MOI hybrids over a 4-iron or a 5-iron, and some people hit 6-iron as well. When I do gap testing with people and you give them an array of hybrids, they're always amazed at how the clustering kind of goes away. It's just their egos of wanting to hit 4 and 4-irons, like you're saying with the 1-iron envy for Picard, that makes them kind of persevere. But I see it a lot. From 6-iron to hybrid, sometimes the bag just stops. You could literally just hit a 6-iron and go to a 5-wood or a hybrid or a 3-wood almost. Those the 5, the 4, 3, first hybrid or the less lofted hybrid they got, just kind of all bunch up. Very, very common. Strike is the key factor, really, for me, that I see in there. So work with clubs that help you when you don't hit the ball in the effective sweet spot as much. Just try and maintain those ball speeds to get that clustering separated. Hope it helps. Thanks for posing the question, as always, and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.